couple of minutes to have more persons coming, and then we will start. In the meanwhile, Felicia, if you would like to just show the presentation. Great. Let us also take a poll on where did you hear about the webinar, and can you see the presentation while others join in? If you could take this poll, please. Look forward to have as many responses as we can. We've got about 76% of you who have voted. All right, so just for everyone to know, we are live streaming this meeting on this webinar on Facebook, and we are also recording the session. One request to everyone, whosoever is joining, if you can rename yourself with the name of your, with your name. So some of the persons that probably joined in with say the name of Dell or iPhone. So maybe if you could have your own name written, it will be better for us to address. Okay. I'm ending the poll over here. Right then, we will start off the webinar. A very, very warm welcome to all of you, and thanks for joining in. I'm Captain Gaurav Rana. I'm the founder of Sea and Beyond, and from Sea and Beyond, we have Tejal and Neha with me, who are helping me in the logistics. And it's great to have Felicia as well, and Captain Abhishek Nair. Captain, so let me go to the next slide, Felicia, and I'll introduce. Thanks for joining in, Felicia and Abhishek. Felicia is the assistant program manager for the course, and she has been with the university for at least 3 years, and we know her since we've been doing a few webinars, and she has been so cooperative with everything. She is responsible for the external communication, alum relationships, international marketing, research, business community, and her specialty is into the maritime sector. So thanks for joining in, Felicia. I know it's early morning in Rotterdam, 8:30 or so, and thanks for coming in. We've got Captain Abhishek as well, and I feel he's one of the best brand ambassadors that the course could have. He's of course an alum. I'm not sure whether you would have a count of how many people you would have mentored till now, Abhishek, but you've been helpful to so many people, and it's not about joining the course or not joining. It's about what is the right fitment for you, and you have been guiding each and every one of them in a way which is most helpful for them. So thanks for coming in, Abhishek. You, as we said, it's been probably 7 years since you graduated from this course, and you've worked in Stolt as a post superintendent. You've worked as an independent consultant, you are a subject matter expert at IMO Global Industry Alliance, and currently working as a director in the business development at Port Exchange, and doing some cutting edge stuff. So it's good to be connected to you, and thanks for joining in. I will take a quick poll to know about the audience as well. So what is your rank to the audience? Put in your rank in the poll, please. And once we have the ranks coming through, Abhishek, we'll hand over the platform to you then. Look forward to a few more responses. Great. We've got about 90% of you who have voted, more than 90. Thank you. I am sharing the results of the poll now. So we've got about 35% as top 4 sailing. We've got about 30% as sailing operational level, 22% who were settled ashore and who were sailing, and 13% who never went to sea. So very good mix of audience, and good to have that. Right, Felicia, we could go to the next slide, and it's over to you, Abhishek, then.
So, yes, Felicia, you can bring up all the other things. So good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for joining, and thanks, Gaurav. Thanks for inviting me here. Yeah, more than anything, I know for us seafarers, for us to get into. Give me a second, okay? Just give me a sec.
We've got the poll on your screen right now, and this is just to check why would you want to invest in your mid-career education, and whether the understanding whether the reasons are aligned. So it would be great if you could answer those poll, and yeah, over to you, Abhishek.
Yeah, thanks, Gaurav. Sorry for that. So yes, for us as seafarers, to make that change to a shore career, and for just to take a mid-career education, it's a big investment. It's a big decision. When I made that decision, I did not take too many opinions around me. Because C and beyond was not there, and Gaurav, you were just starting off. That was probably one of the main reasons. And eventually I did realize that you need to take these multiple perspectives. Typically we as seafarers, we tend to think that we're very independent and we can make all these independent decisions. But it is always good to take more and more opinions and more perspectives. Everybody will have a different perspective. Everybody will have a different opinion. Some will give you a bad opinion about a particular course or a particular decision you want to make. And that is also good, because you need to hear all these perspectives and then make a decision. But if I have to say in essence, what are the main reasons why you should probably invest in a mid-career education is, number one, I will say you need to diversify your skill set. And there, let me just tell you, when Gaurav put up that the first poll where he wanted to know where have you heard about this particular webinar, the largest percentage of that came from LinkedIn. Okay, and let's just think about this, maybe 5-6 years back, because a lot of you are a larger proportion of you are in the top 4 ranks. 6-7 years back, were you even using LinkedIn? I certainly was not. I started probably using LinkedIn only in 2016 or 2017. And you see how quickly this is changing. So the whole landscape is changing, and that is why it's very, very essential for us as seafarers to diversify our skill set. We are great at what we do. We are great at at managing shipboard staff, at running ships. But when you look at it from a perspective of what needs to be done otherwise, we tend to be a little bit of a laggard in terms of our awareness of technology, our awareness of financial planning. So yes, we definitely need to diversify our skill set. Second thing about mid-career education is when you want to make that step forward, it often happens that, when you take this 1 year or let's say 18 months or 24 months of studying time, you are able to then, reset yourself to be able to think, what is it exactly that I want to do, So I always say, okay, you need to have, a plan ABC, plan A is what you're thinking that you want to go that direction. But that is not static, it's going to be dynamic. You need to learn new stuff and then you decide, okay, yes, this is how I want to move forward. And being in an international setting, learning from other people within your cohort, you learn new things. You're learning a lot of new things. And that gives you a better understanding of yourself. It gives you a better understanding of the market. It gives you a better understanding of where the market is moving and where you can contribute in the best possible manner. And that's why I say, if you need to put your best foot forward, taking this mid-career education is a good option. Yeah. And finally, it's about continuous professional development. You definitely need to keep improving. Again, if you are a kind of a person who says, hey, I'm perfectly happy here sailing, I'm fine, I can do this for the rest of my life, then that's fine. But even then, if you don't improve yourself, it's only a matter of time when you're going to get replaced. Again, just take the example of LinkedIn. I mean, things are changing, and they're changing quite quickly. That if anybody have been using ChatGPT, I'm pretty sure you can, all your MMD exams can be answered by ChatGPT pretty easily. So yes, you need to stay ahead of it. Felicia, if we can go to the next. So why did I choose the Mel program specifically? Felicia, you can open everything. Yes. So the one important thing is that the curriculum focused on my specialization, my field of interest. This is something that you need to do. So please do check, all the different curriculums around, not just Mel program, but everything else. And you have to find that curriculum which interests you, because it's going to be an academically intensive year. Whatever you study has to be something that resonates with you, something that you really, really want to study, something that you think you will be using further in life, further in your career. So that is probably one of the most important aspects that you need to consider. Second, of course, was the university ranking. So this program is being jointly conducted by Erasmus School of Economics and Rotterdam School of Management. And yeah, the university as well as the school are very, very highly ranked with in the university rankings. It's probably better than most of the other. Not probably, it is indeed definitely better than most of the other courses that our seafarers take for mid-career education. I think the Erasmus University is definitely far above them in world ranking. Then we come to the duration and dates of the program. So this program is for 1 year. It starts off in October and finishes off in the subsequent September. That to me personally was very, very, I'd say apt for me, that 12 months of a gap. And more than that, I should also say that it should align with your other priorities. So in my particular case, it aligned very well with my family priorities. At that point of time, my daughter was not in school. My wife was able to take, a prolonged vacation from her work. So yes, that kind of worked well for us. So that's something that's very important for you guys as well, because if you're going to do this course and then you're getting married in 3 months from then yeah, you should think about it quite seriously, because this is an important part of your life, but doesn't mean that you don't derail everything else in your life. So please do take that into consideration. Felicia, there are a few more points. Yes, and then of course it's the location is Rotterdam, which is at the very epicenter of port innovation, port and shipping innovation. That was definitely something that was important for me. because I was thinking I'm going to be investing this, huge amount of money and time and effort. It might as well be in a nice place. And yeah, I have not been disappointed. I have been living here for the last 7 years, so that should say something to you. I think. Oh, finish something else. Yeah, and the budget, of course. The budget is also something that you need to obviously consider. Yeah, to the best of my knowledge, I think in terms of the budget as well, the Mel program is very competitively priced. So I think, yeah, I don't think it. I would not say it is cheap. It's definitely a big chunk of your savings that you will be putting in here. But when you compare to the other programs, I would definitely say it is worth the money. So yeah, it fit my budget. But again, the most important aspect will definitely be the curriculum. You have to make sure that the curriculum aligns with what your interests are. With that, I'll hand over to Felicia. Then yeah, I'm open for questions later in the webinar.
Okay, great. Thank you for this introduction, and thank you everyone for joining. I will now continue on to tell you a bit more about the program itself and about the different aspects of it, also how to apply and everything, just to give you all the information you can need. So again, some key facts about the
Felicia, there might be an issue in your video for whatever reason. At least I'm not able to see your face properly.
Oh, sorry, yeah, my camera has some issues, but it should fix itself in a few seconds.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, so let me just, as already mentioned previously, the MSc Maritime Economics and Logistics is a unique postgraduate international MSc course, meaning that it is indeed focused on those with already a career background, and it is offered by the renowned Erasmus University Rotterdam, which is one of the world's top universities, and it is located in Rotterdam, which is the shipping and transport and logistics heart of Europe. So it's a great place to actually learn about this industry as well. And it is an exclusive program, as we try to cap the class size every year at 45. And it's also a very international program, and we have on average at least 60 different nationalities per graduating class. And it's also, we have a very extensive network in the maritime economics and logistics sector. Now, the aim of the MEL program is aimed at advancing promising young professionals into the future leaders of the maritime sector. And our aim is to give you outstanding qualifications and provide you with a wide array of subject-specific and transferable skills, so that you can be in the best desired position to boost or reboost your career in the industry. And we also try to do this with not only having academic excellence, but we also try to balance theory with practical knowledge to give you the competitive edge that you will need. And we do this by the involvement of our corporate and alumni network. And I see there's a poll for this page as well. So.
Yeah, I guess the poll was, you heard of MEL program of Erasmus. So that was the poll about. And so it was just, of course, before the webinar, how many of you would have heard of this? So Felicia, would you want to just maybe stop the video and then restart, and it might correct itself?
No, it will stay like this, I'm afraid, sorry. Okay. But it goes back to normal at some point.
Okay. Can I have a few more persons answering the poll? All right.
Okay,
so
all of us
about 50-50.
Okay.
Yeah, about 50% would have heard of the program, 50% wouldn't have. So in any which way, you'll get more information about the program from this webinar as well.
Yeah, okay, great. Yeah. I don't know why there's some loop on it. Let me just do it like this because there seems to be a loop on it. Yeah, so obviously,
It might be better if you put it on the presentation mode and try then, because this doesn't look so great.
keep switching to the next one automatically.
Again on loop, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll just leave this one like this for 1 second, then I'll go back to presentation mode.
Sure.
Yeah, so as Abhishek also already mentioned, it's important for you to see if the curriculum is also something of your interest. And what I can tell you about the Mel curriculum is that throughout it, you will gain understanding of a wide range of the different subjects within the maritime industry, such as shipping, ports, terminals, maritime logistics, supply chain management, and even shipping finance. And so we've composed a curriculum with through research and discussion with many different courses. We have 14 different courses, and these include things like economics, logistics and supply chain management, maritime law, maritime logistics, port management, shipping finance, sustainability. And we designed it as such to give you as wide a range of knowledge that you could use to then from there go into the specific area that you want, and also give you an idea of a bit of everything, just so you have the knowledge and the skills of everything that could be useful to you to give you the best chance of in the career that you might be interested in. And as a quick poll, I guess the question is if you have any of these courses that you would be most interested in as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, putting the question on. It's also good to see data science also coming in, because that's one of the things which a lot of employers look at nowadays when they are hiring people at any level.
Yes, exactly. That's why in this it is.
Okay. I am.
It seems that maritime business operations supply chain is the main, which is definitely what will be covered, of course, in the Mel program. So that's good. All right. Also, just to go back there, and then also, of course, the ones that you pick the most are actually the ones that are also part of the minors. So those are the ones that you will then specialize in a bit more, that go just a bit deeper than the general courses that you will learn throughout the year. And the minor is then in either port management or maritime logistics. So you can specialize a little bit more at the end of the year. And of course, the thesis is also a big part of the Mel program as well. And you will have the months of July, August, and September to work fully on your thesis. So the actual courses that you will have exams and assignments for will run from October till the end of June. And then the rest is focused on your thesis, ending, of course, with the thesis defense. And of course, you will start your thesis process way earlier, already at the beginning of the new year, so in January, so to get you set up with everything, but you will have time to focus on it solely then. And also throughout the year, when the courses run, we work with blocks of 3 courses. So in each block, you will follow 3 courses consecutively, and we'll have either assignments and exams, or assignments or exams for all of those courses, also working in group work or individually as well. So that is just how the program and the curriculum is set up. Now, beyond all of those things, as I mentioned previously, not only getting subject-specific theoretical knowledge, we also try our best to give you the best possible tools outside of that as well, to put you in the best position to advance your career. And we try to do this through adding as well some extracurricular activities. And we do this with the involvement of a corporate and an online network through different lectures, seminars, and company visits. And so they will give you an opportunity to understand the maritime sector in the real world. And it's also a great opportunity for you to, of course, network and meet people from the industry themselves or get familiarized with certain companies. And the alumni show steady and good career advancement for the years. And so they are also a very useful tool for our male students in pursuing their employment opportunities. And this is just a brief overview of the Mel Corporate Network. So these are in some ways involved with the Mel program, and this could even be that the courses and lectures that you get from the professors are that they are directly from the company already. So you get knowledge of that in the courses, or it's through extracurricular activities, lectures and visits and everything like that. Now, one of the things that we offer, sorry again, for some reason it keeps switching, so I'll quickly go like this again. The Distinguished Lecture Series, which are a series of open lectures on a Mel-related subject, and they provide an opportunity to interact in an actual business environment and test your knowledge of theory that you're learning with that of active professionals. And it's a brief overview on the bottom of the past speakers that we have. For example, the managing director of Lloyd is going to speak to us, or the CEO of VOCA. Then another thing that we offer, as I mentioned, is company visits. They are organized in both the Netherlands and abroad. The ones on the right-hand side you can see are in Copenhagen, where we've been the past 2 years. And we also have some in the Netherlands, such as down in shipyards, Port of Rotterdam and Stolt. And then finally, we also have what we call professional development courses. It actually address the career needs of active professionals. So we've included those because we found that those are actually helpful to have once the companies look for these kind of skills. And they're usually a bit longer for their actual seminars. So they're a full day, like 10-hour seminars that are spread over a week or 2 weeks that you can follow and get certificates for. And the ones that we have currently are PIMCO, so structuring, introduction to liner operations, and also project management, which can be very helpful as well in the Mel program, because you need a lot of time management because it's a very heavy-based program with the 3 courses running consecutively. But of course, also once you start working, it's very handy to also learn project management skills as well. And then, as I mentioned, in the Mel alumni community, we have Mel alumni all over the world, as we have such a large different nationalities every year in our classes. And it's a very active community, and they provide valuable knowledge for current Mel students. They're, in a sense, our extended corporate network, and if you want to join for the alumni lecture series, just a brief overview of the different countries where the alumni are located. Very quite international. And then the final thing that we also like to offer, besides the core courses and the extracurricular activities, is the career development track, to also give you the possible tools to help you find the career that you might want. And these things include things such as a speed check, a motivation letter workshop, individual interview training, and also some training and coaching how to find and apply for a job. I would say the last 2 are focused on finding a job in the Netherlands, more so than international. Of course, some can be still applicable in different countries as well, but it is more focused on that. But so if you want to find a job in the Netherlands, that's more focused on that. And I see there's a poll as well for this slide.
Yeah, let's check on what topics makes people more inquisitive Are they looking for more specific, education, skill enhancement in shipping, or something which is just related to shipping or totally outside shipping? So what is it that really interests you the most? All right, got about 80% people who have voted, and I'm closing the poll and sharing results. So something which is related to shipping and specific to shipping is what people are more keen on, at least the audience which we have right now.
Yeah, which is good because that's what this is about as well. So we have the right audience. All right. And then just to give you a brief overview of the career prospects for once you graduate from Mel, because that's also, of course, quite important because Mel is such a large investment to make money-wise and also time-wise, because you are taking, of course, a year out of your life to come and study. And so from the past academic years, the Mel alumni have a good success rate of finding a job in the desired field, either in the Netherlands, their home country, or another country of their choice. And we find that on average, 10% of the Mel class finds a job prior to graduation, half of them within 1 month after graduation, and around 70% within 3 months. And I should note there are also, of course, some students who are sent by the company or employer, so they already have a job and then go back to that job once they graduate. And something that could be quite useful for you to do is to check the LinkedIn profiles of our alumni on our website, so that you can check what kind of background they have and then what kind of positions they're doing now after they've completed Mel, to see ones that have a similar background to you and where they have ended up now, and to see the career progression that they have. And you can find that information on our website. And I would also tell you that our alumni are very open to help answer any questions that you might have, as well as our ambassador, Captain Abhishek Nair, just to talk about how the program actually is for the people who've actually done it. Because of course I can tell you how we aim to do it and what we plan for it and what we will offer you, but they'll have first-hand knowledge and experience of what it's actually like to do the program. And then, as I mentioned, because it's designed to give you qualifications and a wide array of skill sets, you can get different positions in different companies. So you have great prospects to find something that you find interesting within the industry itself and to go for that kind of positions. And just here below, we have listed the type of positions that are held by our Mel alumni. And as you can see, they vary very much throughout the different industry, from investment banker to business analyst, a ship manager, a ship broker. So there's different directions that you can go once you've completed the Mel program. And the same goes also for the kind of companies that you will be working for. As you can see here on the right-hand side, it's just a brief overview of some of the companies that our alumni are working at, since many companies have a link to the maritime industry. And so the knowledge you obtain with your Mel MSc degree contains elements relevant to our organizations. And so, yeah, as I said, you have opportunities across a vast number of both private and public organizations in any sector. Okay, so now, okay, sorry, it's jumping again, so I'm gonna go like this. If this has piqued your interest, of course, how do you apply to the Mel program? So in order to be able to apply for the Mel program, we need the following things. First, you need to complete the Mel application form. You also need to have a relevant degree, bachelor's degree. And we need to obviously need a copy of your degree, any diploma from a higher education institution, and also the transcripts need to be sent to us. We also require 2 letters of recommendation. These letters can either be academic or professional or a mix of the two, whatever fits with the background that you have. And also we need a proof of English. Most commonly, this is the IELTS or the TOEFL, but also if you have done a bachelor or a higher education, even a master in the English language, that can then also be the proof of English that we will need to see. And then you can upload all these documents on the application form on the Mel website itself. Now, once you've done that, the application process is as follows. The Mel office or the admissions director will confirm the receipts of the application. Then it will be sent to the admissions committee, who will then review the application and make their decision. And then once the decision is made, it will be sent to you in either acceptance letter or a rejection. And the application process does work on a continuous basis. So throughout the year, applications are coming in. So we do work on a first come, first served basis. And because of that process as well, the application decision does go quite quickly. So within 2 weeks to a month, you will hear the decision by the admissions committee. And as I said, because we work on a continuous basis and we keep the classes to a certain level of students, if you are accepted and then you want to ensure your place at Mel, then you do have to pay an advance payment. You have to pay it 2 weeks after receiving the acceptance letter. And then for so then for this upcoming academic year, which is of course 12 months, and as already mentioned by Abhishek, you start every year in October. The tuition fee is 28,500, and we will send an invoice for the tuition fee, which has to be paid within 30 days. Usually we send them out around January, I believe. And once the fee has been paid, then the visa procedure can start. And as mentioned as well, you have to keep in account the living costs as well when you live in the Netherlands. This is just an estimated living expense that's estimated to be what a student would average spend living here in Rotterdam. Of course, this varies on personal preference as well, but this is just to give you a brief overview. Okay. And then also the immigration information is important to know. The Erasmus University Rotterdam will apply for your visa and the resident permit for you. In June, you will be sent all the information in email regarding what you need to do, the steps that you need to take. In order for your visa application or your residence permit application to be sent to the Dutch Immigration Service, it is important to know that you will have to have paid already the full tuition fee, the immigration fee, and as of this year, it's also required that you pay the proof of living fee, which is the amount that the Dutch Immigration Service says that you need to have to be able to live in the Netherlands for the duration of your study and to prove that you're able to sustain yourself while you're studying here. That also needs to be paid to the university, which will then be refunded to you when you arrive in the Netherlands. And that amount is around 11,500 euros, which is 975 per month for the duration of the program, so times 12 months. So please keep that already in mind as well when you think about the budget that you need to have, because you need to have that money upfront as a proof for the Dutch Immigration Services to be able to apply for your visa and a residence permits. And so once it comes the time to it, and you receive the email, you will just upload the relevant documents that are applicable to you into the system that we have, and from there, the university will take them and send them off to the immigration services for you. Then also something important to note is the housing information. In the Netherlands, the student housing is not arranged by the university as a whole. There is about 25% arranged of student accommodation. But so that's a very small amount. So you have to kind of be lucky to get the housing information if you even want it. So most of it goes through the private housing market. And at the moment, there is a bit of a housing crisis here in the Netherlands, and it could be very difficult to find housing. So we advise you strongly to search early for an accommodation in the Netherlands, just to ensure that you have something, and to, of course, only come and travel once you have the accommodation set up. So that's something as well that is important to note. And so for now, that's everything from my end. So now I'll just give it back to Abhishek to finish up his final thoughts.
Gaurav, do we have a poll here?
Yeah, let me just check once. Yes, I think this is a poll which you wanted to be asked. What kind of jobs interests the audience most? Are you looking for a job in ship management, digitization, decarbonization, commercial shipping, ports and logistics? Look forward to a few more answers. We've got about 75% of you who have polled. Yeah, I guess majority of the audience may be in a little bit of disappointment, but let me end the poll and share the results. So about 40% are looking for a job in commercial shipping. Then comes ports and logistics, and ship management and digitization is equally aspirational for others.
Thanks, Gaurav. Felicia, you can open up the other parts of the slide. So so thanks for putting up that that poll, Gaurav. Honestly, if I had been asked this question before I joined Mel, I would have also probably been amongst that 41% who said commercial shipping, because most of us seafarers, I'd say most of us. I mean, of course, the generation is changing, and nowadays you have, I think the cadets who are coming in now are far more, I would say, with far more exposure and far more smarter than me and Gaurav were. We were quite good at probably, in the ship itself, but the outside knowledge, I would think we had very less. But as I said, times are changing, and there are so many other things coming on. Because if you really just want to get into commercial shipping or only ship management, then in my opinion, you are already overqualified, because you already have enough experience on board ship. You have got enough of a skill set. You can just continue and move ashore just with that. You don't have to really get into or spend so much money and do a midterm education for it. If you want to do a midterm education, make sure it counts. Make sure it takes you to a different level altogether. You have to stretch yourself and reach for the stars. If you're only looking at ship management, or just get into, or just become a ship broker, you can already do that right now. Okay, so that is my opinion. Going on from there, my opinion and my reflections down the line. I've been here for the last 7 years. The most important change I have seen in myself is it allows me to critically analyze what is happening in the industry at a macro and micro level. My understanding of, okay, if somebody is telling me that there's a shortage of bulk carriers in a certain part of the world and freight rates are going up, I can give them 3 reasons why that is happening. Similarly, if somebody is telling me that the oil price is going up right now in a certain part of the world, I'm able to tell them exactly, how does transport and trade costs affect that. So if somebody tells me the price of chocolates are going up, this was something that I had discussed in the Mel class just a few weeks back when I was invited for a guest lecture. I was telling them how congestion in the port of Houston is affecting the cost of chocolates in Europe. And so you're able to connect these dots, and this I would not have been able to do this just from my sailing career. I wouldn't have been able to do this. So I definitely think that I have grown as a person. I have grown professionally after having done the Mel program. So yes. So what I have got out of it, I'm very, very happy about it. The next point I would like to point out is, I have to, being able to understand what information and sources can be trusted. Now, the Erasmus University and the Erasmus School of Economics, as I said, they are very, very highly placed universities and School of Economics. It allows you to critically analyze, you are able to understand, okay, which source can I actually trust, so for everything, I will not go up and look up at Wikipedia rather than, I know exactly what should I trust and what I should not trust. And again, as I said, for me, 7 years back, I wouldn't have known the difference. 7 years back, if somebody would ask me something, I would probably go to Wikipedia and check that, and think that is the gospel truth. Yeah. Then it's about ability to invest my time and effort in research-based activity. So even after passing out from the Mel, I have tried to invest some of my weekend time on some research activities. I published an academic paper. Now that is not for everybody, but it was just out of interest. So it really depends what resonates with you. I want to do that. And my exposure to Mel allowed me to do it, and that for me has been extremely valuable. So yeah, I'm able to see a business aspect to things. I'm also able to see an academic aspect to things, which allows me to balance the views. So for me, that is extremely valuable. Then it's about having an expanded network. Which is, again, I think if you want to grow your career, having an expanded network is extremely important. I can't stress on that enough. It is only when you move a show that you realize that you need a network. You need to be able to go and see what other things are happening around. How do you meet people? How do you learn from others? And that can only happen from an expanded network. And the career expansion scope is far more wider. Again, so you can have a 30-year plan, but then you need to break that up into a 10-year plan and a 5-year plan and probably even a 2-year plan. But if you want to grow, yes, having done a course or program like this, I feel confident enough that I have a far more greater expansion scope. And last but not the least, it's a great bunch of friends that you make for seeking advice and having fun, and friends that are not only coming from your small coterie of sailing friends, which is something that almost all of us sailors, the most friends we have are either ones whom we have sailed with, or the ones that we have made during our childhood. We are not meeting or interacting much with with people from other professions or from other fields. And here within the Mel cohort, you might probably be 5 or 6 of you who come from a sailing background, but everybody else comes from a different background. Somebody's coming from finance, somebody's coming from a legal background, somebody's coming from an agency background, somebody's coming from terminal operations background. So everybody's coming from different sectors. And so anytime I have a question about let's say terminal operations, I know whom to call. I have a question about somebody in oil trading, I know whom to call. If I have questions about cryptocurrency, I know whom to call. So yeah, I know whom to call and just have a coffee. And yeah, when I say of having fun, like later this night I'm having a long travel. I'm going for a business travel. to the US, and yeah, I'm meeting one of my my Mel friends there. So yeah, so even if my company does not give me a hotel, I know I have a couch to sleep on. So yeah, so yes, so yeah, all in all, it has worked well for me. But what's more important is that you need to assess what are the things that you need to prioritize. What are the things that are important for you? Gaurav, over to you, Gaurav.
Yeah, thanks, Abhishek, and thank you, Felicia, for your insights about the course. So let me just summarize this as to what I understand, and in the meanwhile, we can have questions coming on the chat window. So this is a one-year course, Maritime Economics and Logistics, which is in Rotterdam, and which helps you to probably broaden your horizon and not just stay limited to shipping or maybe more focused on commercial shipping. The tenure, the course fee is around 28,000 euros. You can start to apply now. Visas typically start in the month of June. Before you apply for the visa, all the fees needs to be paid. The college helps you in the visa. CN Beyond could also help you, and then it takes about 1.5 to 2 months to for your visa. So do apply in time. You get a post-study work visa after this, and there are jobs available, and I think we'll have questions around it, and probably Abhishek will be able to guide in a much better manner. So yeah, that's more or less a summary. And one more important thing from the university overall, we've got 3 Nobel laureates in economics, which is a feat in itself. So that kind of bodes well for the university's pedigree. And CN Beyond could help you. We help you take a well-informed decision. We help you to take a decision in terms of which course you could choose, where will it get you, what are advantages, disadvantages for it. And then once you make up your mind, then we help you into visa, your lodging, boarding, financial assistance, in some cases for loans, in some cases for remittance of fees, and in case you need help, and this is more for the MBA courses where you need help in CVs or SOP preparation, that's where we help you with. So yeah, I think that's pretty much from the presentation side. We could stop sharing the presentation and over to the Q&As. Let's have the questions coming in. The first one is from Manoj. Is this course good if a person needs to grow in digitization, IT sector in shipping?
In my opinion, definitely it is. Now, IT and digitization is definitely the flavor of the season, you can say, and it's probably going to be the flavor for the next at least 5-6 years, as I'm seeing it. And Rotterdam happens to be the hub for this. Rotterdam, Copenhagen, these are pretty much the hubs for digitization, decarbonization within shipping and ports. So yes, this course definitely will give you a platform for that. Yeah.
Sure. Thanks, Abhishek. Question from Karthikeyan: is Master's COC good enough for doing the MSc?
I'll let Felicia give her first thoughts on this, then I can chip in.
Yeah, good question. What we need to see is that you have the relevant background, and for that we do need to see a bachelor's, and that has content courses such as economics and things like that. Very exceptionally, if there is enough work experience, we do take on a person with a background and work experience that fits, but that's very exceptionally. So you do need to have higher education academic background to apply for the Mel program. I'm afraid I'm not the director of admissions, so I'm not 100% sure what is covered in a master's COC or C. So I cannot speak directly to it, but we do need to have an academic, very much quantitative courses background to be eligible for the Mel program.
Yeah, if I can just add, Karthikeyan. So one thing that we seafarers almost always don't understand is that there's a difference between an academic qualification and a professional qualification. So, doing a BSc, doing your high school degree, they are all academic qualifications, getting a master's degree. It's an academic qualification. What we have as a COC, a certificate of competency, that is a professional qualification. So they are two different streams. Now, when you look at a university like Erasmus University, which is a research-based organization, it's a university, it's an academic institution. So they want to look at your academic qualifications. So, so every applicant is taken on a case-to-case basis in a program like this, which is an executive master's program. So with your master's COC, what will happen is they'll have to review extensively as to, okay, what is it that have you done? And that precedent has been set in the Mel with multiple sailors who have done. So me personally, I'm a direct entry cadet, and yes, so I had to provide with a GMAT score and just my professional qualification as a master COC, and that is how I got in. And there have been multiple others. So it is on a case-to-case basis, but again, I do not see that being a significant burden.
Thanks, thanks Abhishek and Felicia. I think past participants have had master COC and they were admitted basis that.
That being said, I think there are quite a few, especially if you have got your master COC, let's say over the last 15 years from India, then you are able to get a BSc from Mumbai University. And let's say you have done your master COC from UK, then you have an HND qualification, which is an academic qualification. So your BSc from Mumbai University or an HND from UK, those are academic qualifications.
Sure, thanks. Manoj has asked a follow-up question on digitization. So how would the course and what are the probably, I think his question was probably to do with within the curriculum, is there anything on digitization which maybe Felicia, if you would like to answer, and other jobs which a person can get into digitization. I guess that's what Manoj you would like to know, and Felicia, if you would like to answer that.
Yeah. So you saw us in the subject overview. There's not, of course, a specific course in digitization, but all the courses, of course, each year cover the trends and things that are happening in this industry, so they're up to date. So digitization is indeed present within the industry, and so it is covered in different various courses and touched upon. We also have a guest ALS actually who covers digitization in the industry as well. And we also, the software that you use within some of the courses as well, that's also updated to just fit within the industry and what's like happening now. So there's not a specific course completely focused on it, but it does get touched upon, of course, in the courses where this is also relevant and happening, such as things like the port management course and how ports and terminals are running, and also the maritime logistics courses as well.
Manoj, just to add, in almost all the major digitization companies around here in Rotterdam or in Hamburg, you can go and look up on their on LinkedIn. There will always be a Mel graduate in there.
Okay, understood.
Moving on to the question from Regin Rahim. Is there a scholarship provided for Indian students for the course, and any relaxation for the course subjects if you are holding a top management COC? But yeah.
Yeah. No, there's not a specific scholarship for Indonesian students for this course. Mel does offer its own scholarship, just the STF scholarship, which you can apply for. And if you are granted then a scholarship, you can get a waiver of 10 to 20% of the tuition fee. And to apply for it, you have to write an essay on a certain subject and then submit it, and then it gets evaluated, and then the winner gets then waived the tuition fee. And then for scholarships, if you do need one, we should just to look within your own country itself, whether the government or any organizations have any scholarships that are focused on helping students study more, or even if they're more maritime related scholarships, for example, that happen sometimes. But no, there's not a specific one that Mel has besides the one I mentioned. And no, you do not get exemptions from any courses based on previous subjects or qualifications that you have. So you will have to follow all of the courses in the Mel program.
Thanks, Felicia. If I may know, how many scholarships are typically, or how many students typically get scholarships for the course?
That depends. It varies, of course, each year and on the level, but it's awarded usually to 2. And then so we pick like a first place, second place winner, so that more people have the chance to get the scholarship.
Okay. And how much is the scholarship for?
This can be 10 to 20% waive of the tuition fee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks. Question from Rishabh. Does the English subject in BTech enough for eligibility, or we need to give IELTS or TOEFL? So,
yeah. So having just a subject or course in English in the whole program is not enough. The whole, the full course, the full study has to have been done in English. And then you just get the university that says this course was taught in English, that's then proof. If that's not the case, if it's just an English subject that you've taken in the 3-4 years that you're studying, then indeed we do need to see the IELTS or the TOEFL.
Yeah, there if I can just add, I do understand that, you know, most of us in India, we are studying in an English medium education, and for us, yeah, English comes pretty much as a very proficient second language for us. But when you're looking for admission for a higher education, some university in Netherlands or some university in Australia or UK, they don't know that. Okay, so that is why you need to give this IELTS or TOEFL, and don't be in the speculation that, hey, you know, whether they will need it or not. Just go ahead and get it done, because then that just opens up your opportunities. Because any university abroad you're going to apply for, they're going to ask you for this, for IELTS or TOEFL. So just have it ready. So don't get into speculation and contemplate whether I should do it or not. Just do it.
nice advice, Abhishek. Right. Moving to Akshay's question, are there enough jobs at Rotterdam, and what is the average package of students passing out of this course?
Okay.
Let me answer that first. Okay, firstly, see, you are not graduating from high school here. Okay, this is an executive master's program. So within this cohort, you're going to have somebody who has had 20-25 years of work experience, and you will have somebody who's had 2 years of work experience. Now, you cannot compare these two guys. These two guys or girls, they are completely different. Okay, and there is going to be no spoon feeding, in the sense Mel is not going to be giving you, you know, helping you get a job or anything. No, it's an executive master's program. You come, you study, you are given a platform for you to be able to network, and you go and find the jobs that you want. Okay, this whole, you cannot have an average package, pay package. No, everything differs. Every person will differ, and it depends on what you want to do. If I have to just give you an example, so I was at Stoll Tankers. I was in commercial operations, in chartering operations. And from there, I wanted to very specifically move into the digitalization space. So to do that, I was willing to take a 15% salary cut, because I knew the growth prospects are far more there. So it is completely up to you what you want. So so there's not going to be a standard package and a standard pay package. It completely depends on you and what kind of job you are targeting.
You want to add something to it, Felicia?
No, I think that was very clear and correct, because indeed everyone has such different backgrounds in the program. So of course, what they're going for, what kind of level they're going for, it varies. So of course, it's difficult to give that kind of like specific answers with regard to that. And as you said as well, Mel will give you all the tools that you need to put yourself in the best position to go and get what you want. But ultimately, it's up to you to go for it, find the job that you want, and yeah.
Yeah, so Felicia is being very diplomatic, but hey guys, I'm a seafarer just like you guys. So so I'm going to be as blunt as possible. It's not going to be you are not going to find this average salary pack anywhere. And plus, I should also add, cost of living is pretty high here. Taxes are pretty high. So if your dream is, hey, I'm going to come to Netherlands and I'm going to build Taj Mahal here, no, that's not going to happen. Okay, because even before you think towards that, the tax department will take 60% of your salary. Okay.
Right. Moving on, this is a question from Shiv. Let me add to the question first. Let the first part of the question be: is GMAT mandatory for getting an admission? And if so, what is typically an average GMAT score which will get you an admission?
Yeah. So the GMAT is not mandatory. It can be that based on your application and your background, that the admissions committee has some questions or doubts, and then they might ask you to take the GMAT, and then based on the result of the GMAT, make their final decision on whether you are accepted to the program or not. But yeah, so initially GMAT is not required. Possibly you could be asked to take one. Should you be asked to then take the GMAT, the score, the minimum score would be 600.
Sure.
Yeah, again, this comes to my point of the academic qualifications. If you do not have an academic qualification, then a university would very much want to see your GMAT score, because they want to be sure that when you come, you're going to pass. Because think of the university's perspective. It's a world-renowned university. They don't want to have a student in there who comes and then struggles. So they want to make sure that anybody who comes into the program is able to do it comfortably. So again, that, as I said, with IELTS and TOEFL, if you are actively looking to get into a mid-career education, then just do GMAT. Do it. It's a good primer actually for you.
And as far as I remember, the university reimburses the GMAT fees as well.
Yeah. Should you be accepted after taking the GMAT, then the fees get reimbursed, so that you're not the one paying for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I would very much think, in case you are a direct entry cadet, which I don't think there are many nowadays, yeah, if you are one of those, then just go ahead and do GMAT. Come on, GMAT is not that difficult.
600 is not too.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, yeah. I mean, the average Indian GMAT score is definitely in 675 range. So yeah.
Question from Ashwin: how does one prove that their bachelor was conducted in English?
Yeah, it's very simple. Sometimes on the transcript already itself, it stated that the medium taught is in the English language, and if not, just get the university to supply a letter to say this person followed this course and this course was taught in the English language.
Yeah. Also, Felicia, if you in the chat window, if you could write the name of the scholarship, Regin is requesting for that. And Rishabh's question is whether the IELTS that we have to give, is it an academic IELTS or a general IELTS, if required?
It's the academic IELTS.
Sure. Question from Sumit: can he take an internship related to the course which could help him hone his skills? So I guess the question is whether within the course there is an internship available.
Yeah, good question. So it's definitely possible for you to do an internship should you so wish. We do say because of how the Mel course is set up and the intensity of it, that the internship is only possible once the actual courses have finished, so at the end of June. So basically in July, August, September, you are free to follow the internship. And it's also good that it's written related to the course, because if you are studying in the Netherlands on a student residence permit, which you will be coming from India, then indeed, in order to be able to do an internship, it has to be related to the course that you're actually studying. But yeah, it's definitely possible. Do it in July, August, September. It's also very handy if you have one related to the thesis that you will be doing, but it doesn't have to be. So you can be doing your thesis and it's in an internship separate as well.
Right. Thanks, Felicia. Question from Nisha Joseph: will a person be able to work while they study?
Yeah, just from first the legal immigration aspects, you are allowed to work on the student residence permit 16 hours per week. And in the summer months, June, July, August, you can work full time. So it is possible to work those amount of hours while you are studying. Whether we would advise you to do so, generally speaking, no, just because, as I said again previously, Mel program is basically a full-time job. You will be spending a lot of time working on it, studying, reading up everything, learning the courses, working on your group assignments. So we do not advise you to actually get a job while studying. Of course, there are exceptions of people with great time management skills and who are able to manage everything. But as a general rule of thumb, we highly suggest not to work part-time while doing the Mel program.
Sure.
If I can just add, so while you are here, the course is academically quite rigorous. Okay, so your focus should be on clearing up this course. You will not get time to work 2 days a week while doing this course. Doesn't work. It is very rigorous. So please put that out of your, don't consider that. If you're, during the thesis months, that is July, August, September, yes, then you can definitely do something. Meanwhile, of course, if you, even during the course, if you're doing some kind of a small internship for, let's say, a few hours, that is, let's say, 5-6 hours a week, which you can do over the weekend, yeah, that's fine. You can, that is possible, but thinking of working 2 days a week, full time, that doesn't work.
Sure. Rishabh, yes, expenses of 1,200 euros monthly. That was as per the presentation which Felicia showed. And question from Ashwin, is WES credential accepted by the university? I am assuming these credentials you are asking is for your graduation validation, your graduation degree. So is that acceptable, Felicia?
Sorry, this is with regards to the question, because I just know the WES credentials is just to prove that you've done a certain study. Or am I thinking, or is this a different credentials that you have?
No, so WES is a accreditation company from US, which accredits a certain degree, a certain professional degree to an educational degree. So, for example, it would accredit a master's COC to a BSc, and then it's quite renowned. So would that accreditation, does the university accept that WES accreditation and credentials?
Good question. We've never had this question before. We've never asked to have this credential either. We only supply our degree to this WES credentials for when people start working. So I've never seen it used in an application, but so it's not needed to have it. If that shows that you have it helps to show that your academic degree is accredited, great. Then we'll take it. It's more, we look at the actual degree. So if you already have that accreditation, like it can't help, can't hurt. So sure, add it to your application.
Sure. Yeah. So Ashwin, do share that accreditation, that credentials with us once, and we can take it to formally to the university and evaluate and check it for you. Right. Do we have any more questions coming in? There was one question which came in from the Facebook live stream that we were doing, and this was on the this was from Tosif, and how much can everyone get a visa to stay in the country after finishing the course, and if so, for how long, and what's the process typically?
Yeah, good question. As long as you graduate with a degree, then you can get this search year visa, and it's for 1 year. So it basically gives you 1 year to either find a job, or if you already found a job, you can use it for the 1 year to work at that job. And the good thing about it as well is that it's valid for 3 years after graduating. So you can have 3 years in which you apply for it and use it. So if you want to go back or go somewhere else for the first 2 years as possible, then use it on the 3rd year. So you don't have to use it right away as well. And to apply for it, you do this yourself through the Dutch Immigration Services website. It's you fill an application, send it off to them. Sometimes we have students who do it already before they graduate because they found a job, but they've met all the requirements, as in they finished the thesis and everything. And then we can fill in a form for you to say that you've met all the requirements and that you can already apply for it. So that should you have already found a job and you want to start working right away when you graduate in September, then we can do that for you as well. So it's great because you can, like I said, you can use it to either spend the year to find a job if you haven't found one, or use it to work for a year at the job that you have found.
Thanks, Felicia. Right. I guess we do not have any more questions coming in. Let us take the last bit of slides. And how many of you would be interested to attend the course, or answer yes or no, as per whatever you feel? And it's absolutely all right to say no as well.
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is Sumit here. Sir, actually, this is a question to the. I've got already a offer letter from the university, and this is in regard with arranging for the funds, which I'm already working on. So they have given me a deadline of on March 1st that I need to submit the fees. So I just want to ask, like, are they very adamant with it that by 1st March, or they could give me a leverage of another 2 days, to submit the fees, because February being a month of 28 days, and there were a bit of holidays. So, I'm still working on it. So I just wanted to seek help from the university if they could give me time till Friday. So that is what I wanted to ask you.
Yeah, what I would suggest you do is to send an email to Mariam Gawi
Okay.
and
Okay.
just submit that question, that request, and then it should be no problem. But yeah, then she can update as well in our system that you get these extra days, and then
Yeah.
just
Yes.
do that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, just if I can add, thanks, Sumit. That's a very valid question. So yeah, so Mel is not paying me for this, but I should say that the Mel administration and Felicia and the team there are extremely helpful. Because there are lots of other types of requests that you will keep having while you're here or before you come here, and yeah, I find them extremely responsive. So yeah, they don't keep it very bureaucratic like the way that we sailors have been more accustomed to.
Good to know. Yeah. And that's the same experience which we have also shared whenever we've recruited some students. Right. Let me take another follow-up to the previous question, wherein almost 95% wanted to enroll for this course. So just to check with you guys, when are you planning to enroll? Would it be this year, 23, next year, or you're interested, but you are still not planned for it, or you're not sure and you may need more information? Meanwhile, we could take the question from Tanishq. His question is, can students carry their family during the course?
Yeah, you can bring your family. Once your visa residence permits have been approved, then you can apply for the residence permits for your family, and then they can come with you while you're studying here in Rotterdam.
Good to know. Right. So just sharing the results of this poll as well. And let me come up with the last question. And this is a feedback for us.
Gaurav, just one thing. So on the last poll, I see a lot of people are saying interested but not planned yet. Please do a lot of research. Don't just go on one webinar. Please do a lot of research. Speak to more people. You have to see that this is this is the right choice for you, because it's a massive chunk of time, effort, and money that you're going to be investing. So please get multiple perspectives and see if it is actually right for you.
Yep, makes a lot of sense. And actually there are a lot of persons who come to us saying that we want to and there are multiple reasons for doing for upskilling themselves. So they do come to us, and we've helped maybe about 25-30, if not more, students in either telling them that this course is probably better for you, or maybe you don't do a course. maybe, you know, it's good for you to take a job right away. For example, if you want to get into commercial shipping, sometimes it's better to, you know, go as a trainee broker in one of the Indian companies and see how you feel about it and then decide. So yeah, I'm Tejal and Neha, and of course I can help you in taking that decision. Yeah, I see the questions of the feedback also coming through. The answers to the feedback question also have come through, and I'm ending the poll of sharing the results. So I see most of you were happy except probably one person, and I would request that person if you can write or either on the chat window or you know, send us an email on what better we could have done to probably make it more useful for you or for anyone else as well. So we are absolutely open for suggestions, for improvements, and do help us in improving ourselves by sharing your you know, expectations which were probably unmet. Tanish, Kaushik, we will share the presentation. We will also upload this webinar on our YouTube channel along with the webinar of other universities, and you can have a look at those webinars in your free time. So we will share the YouTube link as well. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much it then. Thank you to all the participants for